Okay, so if you're new entering the motorcycle community and getting your first bike and things like that, you're always going to hear people saying that motorcycles are cheap. You can put gas in your bike, you can drive a long way, and it's really not that expensive compared to a car. But I'm going to tell you, it's completely wrong. I just recently kind of figured out this myself because I've been spending so much money on my motorcycle. And I'm going to tell you a couple things that you probably haven't heard. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post videos. But again, typically people said things like, well, if you put gas, like for example, my Road Glide, I could probably put like $17 and it's going to last me way longer than my truck that would cost me like $70 to fill, right? So obviously, motorcycles are cheaper when it comes to gas. But here is the thing that a lot of people don't say anything about this. Bikes are so expensive because of the lifestyle. So essentially, if you are a dude that are into the bike community, you get your first bike, you enjoy yourself, you're starting to ride with people, you're going to go to places and places cost money. That's just how it is. But the thing about this, that a lot of guys, I do this myself and a lot of friends that I have do the same thing, usually consider that they're fun, right? So when they talk about having a good time, they talk about going someplace, they talk about, enjoying themselves, their money that they have for that pleasure, for enjoyment is usually related to the motorcycle. But again, it's something that they do because motorcycles and going to places could be kind of expensive, right? If you spend all your money on a bike, it's kind of hard to spend money on something else. So let me tell you a couple things that you have to consider, right? First of all, motorcycles nowadays are expensive. If you look into a new bike, if you look at a street glide, if you look at a road glide, and baggers like that are going to be super expensive. If you look at a Fat Boy, it's going to be expensive. All these motorcycles nowadays are truly expensive. And it seems to me that it's getting expensive by the year too. So again, I remember, a couple years ago, I wanted to buy a new Road Glide, and compared to the prices now, it's like day and night. But it is what it is. Motorcycle are expensive. Now, another thing that is typically expensive and you're going to want to do is accessories for your motorcycle, right? So again, you're probably going to want to put some pipes. You probably want to tune the bike. You probably want to put an air intake or something like that. You probably want to do some bars. I had to do bars on my bike. That cost me over $1,000. Again, it's going to be something that is expensive. Again, the saddle that I put in my Road King was over $500. It's expensive. I think I spent about $3,000 in the Road King on accessories, right? So everything is going to be expensive when it comes to that. Gear is expensive, right? Helmets. If you look at a good helmet that is like solid, something that is a good brand that has been around for a while, that is just a fantastic company with a solid reputation, you're looking at $500-$600, right? If you look for a leather jacket, it's going to be expensive as well. Obviously, you got your repairs. Like, for example, if you buy a brand new motorcycle from Harley, you got your 1,000-mile service that you got to do. I mean, I have heard people paying $800 for that. That's crazy. But again, every 5,000 miles or whatever it is, you have to do services, and it's going to be something that it could be a really good amount of money, right? I go to a place here by my city that is pretty okay. But again, all those expenses are typically something that you're probably going to do on a car as well. But in the motorcycle, it seems to be a little bit more expensive. On cars, usually you just do an oil change, a tire rotation for like $60-$65, and you're done. On a motorcycle, you're looking at easy $250-$300. Like I say, I have heard people pay $800 for a service. Now, here's the thing that really gets expensive. If you start riding out there with guys and you start going to places and you start meeting up, it is a blast. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Going on a Saturday with a group of guys is going to cost you money. First of all, you got to spend some money on gas, and then you're going to go somewhere, then you're going to walk around, then you're going to buy something, you're going to buy food, you're going to buy something to drink, and then you're going to drive home. Easily, you're going to spend $100. And if you start doing that once a week, you're looking at $400 a month. Now, let me finish this video by telling you, I'm kind of being negative about it, saying that motorcycles are expensive, but that's the reality. Some people say, oh, they're really cheap and this and that, and they don't tell you some of the things that go after you buy that motorcycle, after you start riding, after you meet a bunch of guys to start riding with them and all that. So I'm just putting this out there for you to understand that. But the thing about this is that I love it. Even though I spend money on the motorcycle, I love it because the motorcycle community is amazing. The positives about having a motorcycle definitely bypass the negatives, or, maybe it's a little bit expensive or anything like that. To me, the fact that I had to spend a little bit more money on my bike, I don't even register that because I love it so much that I don't even care about how much money I'm spending. Because you know what? When I go out there with guys that I ride with, and I experience that friendship, I experience that love, I experience family as we're riding together. We go to places, we eat together, we laugh together, we enjoy ourselves together. To me, that's just priceless, and I just have a great time with it. So yes, motorcycles could be a little bit expensive, but you know what? Who cares? I have a great time with my bike. I love it, and I wouldn't waste my money on anything else other than my bike. Well, obviously my family, but you guys get the deal. Appreciate you guys watching, and as always, goddess in control.